hey Blaiden.
Girls, what are you recording?
Another episode.
I think the other episode should come out.
I disagree.
Why?
I'm sorry.
What's bad about the other episode, Bells?
Listen, Blaiden. I'm losing my I'm losing my mind. I'm losing. I need some peace. I need some just different vibe for this episode.
Are you gonna just solo this one?
I mean, if you want to be in, sure.
I don't know if I can, man. I'm too amped up. First of all, okay, let me put this into perspective. So before I joined the podcast, like I said, I was chasing coyotes out in the woods.
Yeah.
I get back and then Howard gets drunk and he's just spouting this awful nonsense, and then you manage to unironically, because he was doing it ironically, and then you managed to unironically one-up him by saying one of the worst things ever, and then you doubled down and defended it.
Actually,
and I'm not going to get into specifics on what it is you said, but we were both taken aback, especially given the context of how you brought it up. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Actually, ironically, but okay. Yeah, that's basically what happened.
You said you didn't, we asked you if it was unironic or ironic, and you said, this is how you make me.
Well, I mean, yeah, because Howard does make me angry and make me spout some shit. But, at the end of the day, it's still, stuff that I don't believe in. And it's funny, but, here's the thing. We're living in a sensitive world right now. YouTube is a playhouse, like a kindergarten.
A longhouse? Longhouse YouTube?
Yeah. we're in this Cocomelon apocalypse right now, and you
don't get to call it a Cocomelon apocalypse whenever you get excited for new Ellis Mark videos.
Okay. Ellis Mark. What would you rather watch, Ellis Mark or Cocomelon, Blaiden?
Neither. I would rather put a bullet between my eyes.
Okay, but if you were held at gunpoint, which of the two would you watch instead?
I would put the gun in my mouth and tell them to shoot.
Okay. Okay, man. Whatever you say. But
what do you mean, whatever you say? This is my actual opinion. I would rather genuinely die than have to watch either. I would pick Cocomelon, actually. I would pick Cocomelon over LS Mark.
Why?
Because Cocomelon, even though it's like brain dead, it's for kids or whatever, at least they understand that it's for kids. LS Mark is like, I don't know, it's for like adults who try to relive their childhood. I don't think there's anything more disgusting than that. Than not being able to move on and accept that those days are over and become an adult. It's the kinds of people who complain about adulting. Like anyone who uses the word adulting is an Ellis Mark fan. That's who he appeals to. It's for people who want to remember the days where they were happy, and instead of making their adult life happy by choosing to grow up and become an adult, they want to relive their childhood. And it's the most depressing thing ever. And we're going to see this be, we're going to see this have a pretty big effect on society and the infantilization of media in general. So that's my opinion. That's why I would rather watch Cocomelon. That's why I would rather put a gun in my mouth and shoot myself than watch Ellis Mark ever.
Well, I guess I'm not going to try to be in this argument because it's probably going to end up well if we end up arguing about this. But okay, Blaiden, I respect your opinion. I respect your mind.
Now, if the question was Cocomelon or Mr. Enter, Mr. Enter all the way.
I mean, yeah, that's true, actually.
Or the fiery Joker. What's his name? Josh Scorcher?
Oh, yeah, the guy that the Nostalgia Critic wannabe.
They're all Nostalgia Critic wannabes, but the guy who did the reaction to like that My Little Pony fan animation that was very obviously made for like babies, and the entire time he's just making the stupidest, most retarded faces. This guy who despite watching, shows made for children that also appealed to like, perverted child molesters like My Little Pony, actually is a trad Christian who served in the army at one point. No, that guy's just awesome. That guy is an example of who these people should be. He's very aware of how cringy he is, And despite that, he's living his life to his fullest. He's very healthy. He's fit. He's really the best kind of Spurg at the end of the day. And he's living his best life. That's who I aspire to be.
Didn't know that, Blaiden. You make a good point here. But I think it's definitely inspiring.
Absolutely. On that note, though, if you want to contribute to the betterment of society and you don't want media to be infantilized and you don't want to feed into that kind of negativity, you should release the other podcast episode.
No.
Anyway. Is it too much to cut out?
I don't even know what to cut out because that will be deleting most of the podcast. And
it was a 50-minute video. It was a 50-minute recording. We talked about the album for 5 minutes. Howard got on and his drunk ass just derailed everything. And that was the most enjoyable part of that for me. I would rather listen to that twice over than discuss anything about this Kanye album.
I mean, here's the thing. I agree. I think Drunk Howard, to an extent, can be very entertaining. He will probably make for the best episode so far. But like I said before, YouTube is kind of a playhouse. It's kind of a kindergarten. And sometimes in tough society like this, where there's no other option left, sometimes you just gotta go with the more PG version of it all.
I disagree. I think you're contributing to the problem. I think we should let the men be men.
Maybe. I don't know. I think I'll just need to, relax my mind, just think about it. Try to... I really need to learn more synonyms for my words, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could use a thesaurus. You know what a thesaurus is, Bells?
No.
Okay. You might need a dictionary instead.
What do you mean? Like the source? Like that's the name of a website?
Yes and no. How about we just move on? Because I'm about to turn into how Howard was in the last episode and just mog you verbally.
Okay, fine. You don't want to talk about the album though?
I don't, but if we must record a new episode,
maybe. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. We can talk about it a little bit. Sure, why not?
Okay, yeah. Let's say so basically, what I was saying in the other podcast is that I actually kind of like this album, but I think it's probably his best since at the very least, yeah. Not a high bar, but I mean, I guess still.
What do you think about Yay? Like, what would you rate it?
Like a 7. I think it's a pretty solid album. I think it's pretty good.
I disagree. I think it's a shit ass album, and I think it's worse than Jesus is King.
Nah.
Yeah. Jesus is King is good. I don't care. I was disappointed whenever it came out. I remember I was sitting in Algebra 2 whenever it came out, and I was pretty disappointed. But the more it sits with me, the more it grows on me. Obviously, it could have been ironed out more, but it's more. What would you say? Not cohesive, but it's more of an album experience than Donda, where he's just throwing shit at the walls. And that's kind of what it feels like he's doing here a little bit, to a lesser extent for sure. Like these songs have concepts and whatnot, but a lot of them are just in one ear and out the other. Like looking through the track list, the only ones I liked were, well, first off, Stars. Like this album has a very rough opening. Stars is bad. Keys to My Life. I initially liked it because I felt like, whatever. It's like interesting to hear him talk about, Kim. But
Keys to My Life is actually one of the worst ones for me. That song's kind of mid.
Yeah, I agree. But there's a funny line in here about what does he say?
The anti-Semitic lines, I think.
No. Another fella chilling on your couch with pajamas on. I thought I was the only one. How dare you have a fella in your house eating Papa John's? Like, I don't know. It's it's Kanye. It's Kanye.
Yeah, I remember that lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about the album is that, like, lyrics wise, like, definitely like one of his more shallow ones, because like he's not really saying anything significant. Like, I think it's like most of the time he's just really either having fun or just, I guess, being retarded. But like, I think when Kanye's being retarded, I think he's actually kind of entertaining. And I don't know, like, in comparison to something like the Kid Cudi album, like, even though like this is like definitely a lot more shallow than the other Kanye albums, at the very least he's having fun here. Like, it still has like a lot of that Kanye traits to it. Like, the production is actually mostly good.
I disagree. I don't think this sounds anything like a Kanye album. Like I don't think Donda sounded like a Kanye album, and I think this sounds like Donda. Neither of those albums sound like a Kanye album. Donda was unfinished, whatever. It was just a bunch of songs slapped together with no sequencing. But this Vultures, it sounds nothing like a Kanye album. Like it lacks that special yayness that his other albums had.
I mean, I kind of get that, but like at the same time, I wouldn't really call this like generic album. Like, it definitely has still like a lot of production choices that I think are unique. I think are
what production choices here are unique? Like, it's just warm but kind of brittle drums over pads and a punchy bass. Like, what's unique here?
Like, I like how dense a lot of the beats are in a lot of the tracks. Like, they feel very overwhelming.
What's like, unique about, you said dance?
Dance, yeah.
What's unique about a 4 on the floor kick pattern?
Well, no, because like it's just more so like how it sounds. I don't know. Like, I just remember like the beats being very dense and very like something you get like very sucked into.
But they're not dense. They're actually pretty minimalist. I mean, there are examples like Talking, which is probably one of my favorite songs on the album. Like, I had an entire month to, love it.
Was this one of the singles? Because
yeah,
the only single
that Northwest song.
The only single that I've heard before listening to the album was Vultures, the title track.
Yeah,
that's like, I think that's the one that people still hate the most from from Vultures. Funnily enough,
title track.
Yeah, because like
there's so much worse though.
Is there really? I mean,
Problematic and King, I thought were very lackluster ways. Songs to end the album on. Stars is a lackluster intro.
Actually, I kind of agree with the last two, because like not only they're kind of useless and kind of wordless, but like for some reason those two songs are like the volume of those two songs are different for some reason. Like You're in Good Don't Die, which is actually one of my favorite tracks on here. I think it's kind of like a chill and just generally very pleasant track. But then you get to Problematic, which is like, I think the volume is just a lot more down for some reason. Like, you need to raise your volume. You need to raise your volume to actually hear it in the same level. And then you get to King, which is now I think a lot more loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's really weird. Like because like the sound doesn't really feel unfinished to me like Donda does. Like, it actually feels a lot more cohesive and more complete. But for some reason,
it is more cohesive than Donda, but that's not a very high bar. My main takeaway was that it's not a Kanye album. It doesn't feel like a Kanye album. That being said, I want to take back my previous statements. Paperwork is the worst song on this album.
Oh, Paperwork?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I actually kind of like that one, but I think that was mainly because of the like the very abrasive riff that appears like occasionally. Like, do you remember?
Vaguely. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. What's the song where it's like, beautiful big titty butt naked women just don't fall out the sky,
Oh, that was like in the first half. I think that was Back to Me. Let me take a look.
It is Back to Me. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was Back to Me. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that song. That song rocks.
That I did like that song as well. Uh, yeah, I mean,
Who's the
here's the thing,
feature on this one?
like even when Kanye is like much worse lyrically, he's still like when it comes to his delivery, he's still very entertaining. Like it still feels like he has some energy and I guess spice to it. Something I can really say for Kid Cudi like this year.
I mean, yeah, but Kid Cudi was never good. No, but on the song Back to Me, Freddie Gibbs's verse is so good. Like that's one of the highlights of this album. I'm from the crack era. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
No, Freddie Gibbs rocks on you.
I kind of agree. I mean, like generally, I will say like the album till like I guess Carnival. I think it's mostly good. After that, like the only song that I like is "Good Don't Die." Like I feel like it kind of flounders at the end. I guess that's probably
Yeah.
I guess that's probably my biggest problem with the album is that like like the first half, like at the very least, like the first 10 tracks, they're kind of shallow. They don't even really feel very Kanye, but at the very least, I think they're fun. I think they have some fun production choices. I think they have some fun lines. I don't know, like I find it enjoyable. I actually found some personal enjoyment out of like the first half of the album. And even like Burned, Fox Summoned, and even Carnival, I kind of like those songs
Fox
as well.
Summoned is really good too.
Yeah.
And actually, I want to retract my previous statement. Beg Forgiveness is the worst song on this album. Because the sheer amount of Chris Brown on it, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know why. Because like, has Kanye ever had like any relation with Chris Brown? Like ever? Like when it comes to like was he ever related to Kanye in some form?
There was a Chris Brown song. Chris Brown had a refrain, hook, or verse or whatever on one of the songs on Donda, and he took it off. I think after there was backlash. But Kanye is kind of cancel maxing right now, so I guess sure throw Chris Brown on here. Whatever. I don't care. Chris Brown's just not a good artist, even if it wasn't for the fact that he beat Rihanna to a bloody pulp. Like he's just talentless, and he peaked with Forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say Forever is actually a really good song. Actually, it feels very uncharacteristic for Chris Brown to release a song like Forever because
well, it feels like it's it's weird for Chris Brown to release anything that's good.
Yeah, like you listen to Forever and you think like, oh hey, this actually sounds like an artist that it's can be very cheesy but still like generally fun to listen to, and pack some I guess emotion events. I will even say like, but then you listen to something like I don't know, Heartbreak on a Full Moon or any of his.
I've heard that entire album. If I hear Chris Brown again, I'm gonna commit domestic terrorism.
Yeah, I've actually heard that as well. It's like
all 40 tracks.
Yes, all 40 tracks. I don't remember a single one of them, but like they were all like I guess the most bottom of the barrel, like just bland pop.
I remember hating every single one, and that's all I remember about that album. And if I remember anything else about that album, I'm going to commit an act of domestic terrorism in game.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just kind of like a low hanging fruit. Like the album sucks. Every song sounds the same. I mean, yeah, whatever. But like, it's still like the fact that
kind of like Vultures. No, I'm kidding. No, Vultures is not Heartbreak on by a long shot. It's not Heartbreak on a Full Moon. But what do you think about the Cardi on this album?
There was a Cardi verse. I forgot what. Yeah, I forgot what songs though.
I do too. I did too. I know one of them was Fuck Some.
Fuck Some?
Yeah. That first verse is Cardi. And he does like the chorus.
I see.
Yeah, I thought he was. This is going to be. I feel like people aren't going to understand where I'm coming from on this. I'm not used to this type of vocal performance from Cardi. I'm used to the, never too much, that type of thing.
Yeah, like that was his dilate performance.
Yeah, I thought that Cardi on here was Travis Scott. I wasn't used to it because he first previewed this new cadence on Fiend with Travis Scott, so that's where I got mixed up. Have you heard of Utopia?
I have not. The only song that I've heard from that album was K-pop. That's like the one that people hate. That song is not very good, but I haven't heard
better album
else.
than Vultures.
Yeah, I mean maybe because like I have heard one Travis Scott album before, Rodeo. That album was actually pretty good. I actually thought it was very not only good but like it was like genuinely the first time that I ever enjoyed anything from trap. Yeah, like I guess
that was the last time you enjoyed trap.
I mean, not really, because like after that, what was it? Sicko Mode grew on me. I used to not like that song, but I mean, I've come around it. I think it's a pretty good song.
So the only trap you like is Travis Scott.
I guess. I mean,
Travis Scott.
I mean, also Cardi. I like some Cardi as well. I haven't heard
you like Cardi.
Yeah,
I mean, Cardi though.
I mean, I haven't heard the Cardi album, but I mean, I've heard some songs, and I mean, they're pretty good as well. Like even some
Frogman. What do you think about Frogman?
Frog got that.
Wait, hold on. Okay, how are you about to let me play this entire song?
I mean, it's not copyrighted, like, because, like, Frogman is like a very obscure artist, right?
He has like 200 monthly listeners, but also, why? I mean, I'm glad you enjoy Frogman as much as I do, but Bells, come on, what are you doing?
I mean, I don't know. Like, again, I don't think Frogman is gonna cause me some copyright issues.
He's not, but Bells, please, for the love of God, 2 requests that I have. Okay. And you will be my bestest friend forever.
All right.
If you abide by these 2 requests. The first one is I want the previous podcast we did to be uploaded to YouTube unlisted. You don't have to public it, but I want to be able to re-listen to it.
No, I will upload the first version unlisted, like because
unedited.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll upload it raw. Like it will be yeah.
But the second request is that next week or whatever week we have nothing better to talk about, we listen to Slime Koro by Frogman, which is the album that Cult Party comes from. It's actually the first track.
I mean, you know what? Sure, why not? Because like, I don't think there's actually anything to listen to next week. I think I've taken a look and I don't think there's nothing.
Bet. Oh, this is gonna be so awesome.
I guess I can introduce my audience to Frogman. I can't maybe popularize the well, maybe not popularize, but still.
No, we will popularize it. Bells, I don't think you understand. We're at the forefront of a revolution. Okay, a frogman revolution. Okay. You don't understand. We're so early to this. He is going to become a phenomenon. When this album released, because this is the only music he's ever released. This would be 2021. So let me see, actually. February 25th, 2021. We're coming up on the 3rd year anniversary of Slime Core by Frogman. And I feel like this is something that's going to catch on amongst pretentious music heads, and we need to be at the forefront of this revolution.
Okay. I guess Frogman can become the next 1000 Gex, but good.
Do not ever, and I mean ever, compare talentless 100 Gex to Frogman ever again, Bells. Jesus Christ. Actually, 100 Gex has some good songs.
Yeah, I mean, I've said that Frogman was 100 Gex, but good. So I mean, I was kind of giving some.
I don't know. I don't agree. I think that there's nothing that could be 100 Gex but good, because 100 Gex is inherently bad.
I mean, I actually like 100 Gex, but I mean, I will not compare Frogman to 100 Gex. I get what you're talking about.
Actually, 100 Gex has some good songs, now that I think about it.
Yeah, but I actually generally like 100 Gex. I make fun of him because he went to like 100 Gex concert one time, and Tim? I don't know why. Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, no, and he took his girlfriend, who had apparently just the worst time. So that's something. No, 100 Gex, they have like, I like Me. I like Hollywood Baby. I like Dumbest Girl Alive. I like a lot of the tracks from their second album. Their first one, I could not give two shits about.
I actually like the first album more, but I mean, the second album, it does have some pretty good stuff.
I like Guitar. Stupid Horse is pretty good too. I like that one. That's a bop. Anyways, Kanye West, the man of the hour.
Yeah. This is. I still like this album. It's definitely not his best. Like, obviously, I will say the first 5 albums, The Life of Pablo, maybe even Jesus is better than Vultures. But I mean, I will say that I like it more. Yeah, I mean, at the very least,
what is good about Yeezus? Other than I will. Okay. Black Skinhead, Bound 2. Maybe On-Site. On-Site, if On-Site catches me in a mood, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
On-Site other good is on Yeezus.
I mean, I like Hold My Liquor. That song's good.
That's a meme song, though. It's funny, but it's like I Am a God. It's like it's meme. It's bad. Like it's a joke.
I actually like I Am a God as well. And I'm gonna be honest. That song, because like people say that's one of the weaker tracks, but I mean, I never really agree with that.
That's because you don't speak English and you can't tell just how brain dead the lyrics are.
Well, I mean, like I said before, when Kanye is brain dead, he's actually kind of amusing. So that I partly like I Am a God for that. I mean, yeah, like here's the thing about Jesus. The high highs kind of make up for it, because the middle section of the album, like like especially the second half, it's not really that good. Including Blood on the Leaves. I used to like that song. Not anymore. I think it's pretty bad now. But I mean, when the album is good, it's really good. And I mean, I think that's generally a very memorable album overall. Like I can definitely tell what Kanye was trying to do. I can tell
what he's trying to do, but I just don't think he should ever do it ever again. There is one song on here that kind of sounded like a Yeezus beat. I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been the one that sampled Hell of a Life. Do you remember that one?
No, I think when you mentioned Jesus, I was more so thinking about Paperwork because of the like the riff. That sounds like very abrasive and very.
Was it Paperwork? I feel like it was later on in the album. I don't really remember. It was one of the ones I remember less. But yeah, no, that's sure, whatever. It's like this album's fine. It's not as good as the College Dropout, Late Registration. It might be better than Graduation. I don't really like Graduation. I don't like Graduation. Suck my dick. It's a bad album. It's a bad album. It is a bad album.
Why?
Because it sucks. Because the production is trash. Like comparatively, look what it follows. It's trash. Bad album.
No, but I don't know. I like the production. Like it's kind of like the first
song. Name one good song.
I can mention all of the good songs.
No, just name one. Name one.
Okay. Good Morning. That's a good song.
That one's fine. Name another.
Stronger. I mean, that's a classic.
That one's trash. I'd rather listen to Daft Punk. Name another.
Flashing Lights.
And the drums. The drums on Stronger are trash. Flashing Lights is fine. Yeah, okay. It's good. I like Flashing Lights.
I like Can Tell Me Nothing. I like
that one's bad. That one's bad. The beat's bad.
I like the beat is like actually no the lyrics are the best part, but I mean the beat is great. I don't really get that argument.
Well, shut up. How's that?
Hell, I will even say I actually do still really like Good Life. That's like probably the most dated song on the album, but I mean, I really like it. I think it's
dated
fun.
Is an understatement. It is a product of its time, and not in a good way. Not in a way I can feel nostalgic about.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just that song.
Graduation, just I just like because like it's more shallow than the first two albums, obviously. But I mean, it's just such a fun album. Like it's one of those albums where you can really have a bad time with, at the very least to me. Like it's just
I can, and I do whenever I listen to it. Vultures is also better than 808s.
Shut up.
808s is a bad album. 808s is a bad album. I appreciate it for what it is. It's a bad album. I don't like it. I don't like the production. The production's bad. It's thin. Okay. I don't like it. What comes after 808s?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh,
come on. You know that one's better. Come on, Blaiden.
I feel like the lows on Fantasy outweigh the lows on Vultures, but the highs vastly outweigh the highs on Vultures. So yeah, Fantasy's better.
Yeah.
After that is Yeezus. Obviously, Vultures is better than Yeezus. Next is Pablo.
Pablo is better, definitely.
Pablo's better than Yeezus, absolutely.
No, but like better than Vultures as well.
Yeah, Pablo's better than Vultures.
Yeah. I still think it's better than Vultures. Because like
Vultures is better than Yay. Shut up. Shut up.
Nah, Vultures doesn't have a song as good as Ghost Town. Actually, when I finished listening to Vultures for the first time, like after being like, oh yeah, this album's pretty good, like I listened to Ghost Town because I wanted to listen to some, I guess, older Kanye songs. And no, Ghost Town is like still like much better than anything on Vultures.
I prefer Part 2.
Actually, fair enough. I'm more of a Part 1 guy, but I get it.
Oh, and if we're including Watch the Throne, that's actually tough.
Yeah, I still haven't listened to Watch the Throne. I've only listened to the JC. What was the name of the JC track?
I don't know. It was What was the name of the Jay-Z track?
Oh, Fellers in Paris. That was
no, that's not it. It was something about Paris, but it wasn't Fellers in Paris. It was who was in Paris?
Come on, Blaiden.
Oh God, this is gonna mess with me. This will be swimming in my brain all night. Like, who was in Paris? Which group of people was it that was in Paris, Bells? I genuinely don't remember.
Like in general?
No, in reference to the Kanye West Jay-Z song. Which group of people did they rap about being in Paris?
Blaiden,
I think it's the group of people that they represent, actually. Their genetic makeup. So, but what would that be? What was the word that they used? Because it wasn't African Americans in Paris. It was like, I want to say it was slang. I don't quite remember. Who was it that was in Paris? Bells, please help me out. I'm like racking my brain over here.
Uyghurs.
No, it wasn't white people in Paris. I think that's normal. I think it was like a group of people who you wouldn't assume to be in Paris.
Blatant.
I think French people are white. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I've never been.
Oh no, they're very white.
Was it black people in Paris?
Yes,
no, that's not it. No, it was some other. It was something else that they said who was in Paris, and I can't remember. I'm racking my brain over here. Bells, I think you seriously need to help me out with this. Who was in Paris? We need to know. We need to know these things.
Okay, okay. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Cares.
Okay, Bills. Okay. I don't think that's it, though. I don't think that's it. I don't remember there being such a long pause.
Yeah, Blatant.
And the word that they used, I that would be too much to fit in a song title. So please help me out over here. Who? That's it. That's who was in Paris. Thank you, Bells. Thank you. You reminded me. And now you're canceled.
I still hate Tower more, but God damn it, Blatant.
Anyway, so and then Kids See Ghosts is obviously better than Vultures.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Jesus is King is better than Vultures.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. Listen, Blatant. Maybe it's because I relate more to.
You're religious?
No. I don't relate
to sit this one out.
I relate more to bipolarity than Christian values. So maybe it might have to do with that, but like, it's not better. Jesus is King.
If you related more to Christian values, let me tell you something, friend. Your life would be so much better.
Maybe, but like, I mean,
your outlook on life would be so much. Actually, I don't think you have a bad outlook on life, do you?
I don't think I do. I mean, I think my asexuality makes me a free man. Makes me have.
Okay. Does it?
Yeah.
Or is that what they want you to be nowadays?
Yeah, because sexuality opens the doors for more liberated. Yeah, I mean, outlooks on life.
Does it though? Because, like I said, I feel like you're what they want you to be. Like, you represent everything that they want you to be. So, is that freedom? And if so, explain how you live in a socialist country.
Well, this is because I don't really relate to the Colombian mindset. I feel like I don't associate myself with those people. I associate myself with the free men.
So you're one of the self-hating ones.
Okay, but like, listen, self-hating can be healthy to an extent.
No, it really can't actually. I feel like if you're self-aware of what you need to work on, and you hate those aspects of yourself, you're more likely to, fix them, but I think self-hating is bad and is toxic.
I mean, depends on how you look at it.
I feel like you should love yourself and give yourself reasons to love yourself instead of self-hating. That's just gay. Which I know you're gay, but like, you know what? It's lame. It's cringe. It's like bad.
Maybe. I mean,
not that you, because you're, but okay, you are lame and cringe and bad, but not because you okay, you get what I'm saying. Basically, you shouldn't self-hate. I think you should give yourself reasons to love yourself.
Okay, fair enough.
Which you don't have very many of, but
Blaiden, can we? I get it. I get it, Blaiden. I get it.
Because you're a pretty like all around terrible human being. So if you self-hated, I would understand. I'm joshing. I'm joshing right now.
I know you're joshing. I am a terrible person, but yeah, I know you're joshing.
You're not a terrible person. You're not a terrible person. You're a confused person.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Confused.
You definitely shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't medicate that through self-hate. You know, whatever. It's a balancing act. Everything is.
Yeah. Justice King's still worse than Vultures.
It's better than Vultures. Shut up. It's better than Vultures. Listen, I'm tired of pretending like Jesus is King is a bad album.
If Kanye is not able to get the average man into Christian values, I think there's a problem with that.
It worked for me, and I'm a lot more average than you are.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
how can you even refute that? Am I not more average than you?
Which,
first of all, saying I'm average is like that's a bit of, you know, that's saying a lot that is not true. If that makes any sense, that is saying a lot that is not factual. I'm not average. I'm better than most people at everything that I try because I'm that good. I'm just that guy. Right.
Okay, so my point is
I'm on the opposite. I'm on the opposite end of not average, where I excel at everything I do because I excel at everything I do, and that's just the way I was born from day one. You struggle with everything you do because you're just a bad person.
What do you mean?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Bell's joke.
I know. I know that. We all Josh.
I'm trying to Kanye Mania Max here, you know, for the sake of, that's the bit I'm doing for this episode, is I'm Kanye Mania Maxing. Not to the extent that Howard was in the scrapped version of the podcast that we just recorded, but you know, balancing act. Everything is whatever.
Yeah. I got it. Gotcha. Silver Talent and Vultures. Then you have Donda.
That one's tricky.
Honestly, Donda has higher highs, but generally, I would probably say it's worse than Vultures. Gonna be honest.
It also depends on which Donda you're looking at, though. Or does it? Because you know, there are two versions. There's like the Deluxe, which became the new one because it put songs that not at the end.
There's
that one has a really good Andre 3000 song.
There's the leaked version that came before. There's the other leaked version that came before.
Then there was the other leaked version.
There's there was the listening Parishat version.
That's true.
Yeah, that one's
look. However you feel about whether Donda or Vultures is better, it's pretty neck and neck for me. I think we can all agree that it's better than Donda 2. Have you even heard Donda 2?
I have not. I've only heard the SXX Temptation one. That one's pretty bad.
That's the only one you have to hear. So all in all, and I guess to wrap this up, because we've been talking for 46 minutes, does this excuse the remarks that Kanye has made towards the Jewish community.
What do you mean excuse? I think he was doing something good.
When he went DEFCON 3 on the Jews, he was doing something good. Or he's doing something good here musically. Pick your next words very carefully, Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I think musically, sometimes bad situations can lead to good music, and I think Vultures makes up for that.
I disagree. I think that if this is the best we got from a bad situation, it was not worth it.
I mean, it was good enough at the very least.
No, because you think about like back in the day what the bad situation led to, and obviously I'm more mid on fantasy than most people will be. A lot of people, have that album's dick in their mouth because they just can't. They buy the hype of the album. They buy the hype. They buy it for the image. It's this very faux grand experience that has awful mixing and mastering, but whatever, because people are stupid and they don't know the difference. But the bad situation that led to that was he cut Taylor Swift off at some award show, I don't remember, and that was a very minor thing that made a pretty spectacular album, at least in the eyes of the public. Kanye West just declared. He just called for death of all the Jews and an extermination, the likes of which we have seen as Earthlings back in the 1940s. You remember what happened?
Yes.
Yeah. And we got mid from it. And I think Fantasy's mid, but it's more interesting mid. So I would say that it's not worth it.
Fair enough, I guess. Yeah, we actually
6 out of 10.
Yes, I guess strong 6. I guess I maybe need some more time to think about this album because again, I listened to it when I was just, I guess, kind of in a good mood. Maybe it will trunk on me. Maybe it will grow on me. I guess I'll have to see. This is still the second best album that I've heard this year, which is funny.
What's the first best? Oh, is it Radiohead?
Yeah, the Smile album.
The Smile. Yeah. The music they made for Soy Boy Lib Cuck, Pansies, Impossible Whopper. Maxes.
Yeah. This year has not been good for music. It's been kind of.
Brother, we are barely a month in. We are a month and a half in.
Yeah, I mean, and so far there's only one album above a 7th. Like out there.
We are a month and a half in.
Okay, but like that's still pretty bad. Like only one album above, and like I've heard 6 so far, and only one that I think it's like I can confidently say it's good. That's kind of a pretty bad ratio right there.
Brother, we are a month and a half in. Taylor Swift has not dropped yet.
Okay, you know what? You make a good point. She hasn't dropped
I make
yet.
an awful point. Don't agree with that. I said that in jest. I'm just maxing right now.
Yeah. Also, can we talk? Speaking of Taylor Swift, can we talk about how awful the title and the album cover for that new Taylor Swift albums looks like?
What is it? Tortured Poets Poets Club or whatever.
Yeah. I don't remember, but like that the title for that album is pretty bad. Like it doesn't even feel like the proper Taylor Swift title.
Oh, Tortured Poets Department. Yeah, can we talk about how bad this track list is though? There's literally a song on here called let me see if I can find it real quick. I Can Fix Him. No, really, I can.
Wait, really?
That's just a meme.
I never look.
That's track 11. I mean, here I can send you a screenshot. I'm on Wikipedia right now.
Yeah, I never look at the track list. That's insane.
Yeah, my sister was showing me this the other day. Look at how bad this is. I mean, the other songs are like, whatever. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. That one's bad.
Oh, oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no. Wait,
There's
what?
one called Fortnite, which is just funny. It's not the same Fortnite, but
This is gonna be her meme album, I guess. Is her Jesus?
Yeah, this is this is a humiliation ritual. I'm positive. The smallest man who ever lived
What
didn't
the
have to
wait?
punch down on me like that.
What is the LOML one like? What is that supposed to?
I'm assuming here, love of my life.
Yeah, that's
my best guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's still better than Brendan Urie on a daily basis. But like, yeah, those titles are not very good.
Oh, the Panic album with the ridiculously long album titles.
Yeah, I think nothing is gonna be as bad as I constantly thank God for Esteban or
I constantly thank God for Esteban. No, I don't. That's a lie. Bells go to hell. That is whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, no, she has a song on here called I Can Fix Him. No, really, I can. And
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. I mean, because like her other albums never had titles as bad as this one. Because like the songs are bad, but like the titles are fine.
oh,
Like,
she has one on here called "But Daddy, I Love Him." Jesus Christ! Oh, she has one called "Down Bad." Dude, this is bad. Jesus Christ!
The smallest man who ever lived.
Yeah, I feel like this is a personal attack on me.
Who's afraid of little old me?
Yeah. This is a humiliation ritual, I'm positive.
This is gonna be her train records. Like, this is gonna be her her fall from grace.
Wouldn't her train record be Reputation? I think Loveless is worse than Reputation, but have you heard either of those?
I've heard both. Lover, I've heard one time. I don't remember anything about it other than Cruel Summer, You Need to Calm Down, and Me. Those three songs I remember. I only remember Cruel Summer is because I re-listened to it because the song was apparently now a hit. That song's very very mid. I don't like it. I don't get it. And the other two songs are horrible. Yeah. Especially You Need to Calm Down. That song is fucking just one of the worst songs of the 2010s, maybe.
Well, that song's for you. That song's for your people.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, I don't think Taylor Swift, like whatever she was doing, she was out of the map for this song.
Off the mark.
Yeah, off the grid.
So she's not an ally.
No.
You heard it here first, folks. Anyways, I feel like it's time we wrap this up. We're at 55 minutes.
Oh yeah, 55. Yeah. Anyways, Kanye album pretty good. I like that second best album of the year for me. I give it a strong 6. Tran